So, Canon decides to drop the webcam utility for us to all play with. So, let's go ahead and check this out. I'm interested. You're now rocking with Rakama. Let's go. Okay, so let me give you a quick story. So, the reason why this actually intrigues me, and I actually just now found out about this, I'm seeing a whole bunch of videos from other YouTubers about like a month ago. They were detailing some of the features and the things that it can do and the compatibility. So, for me, ultimately, just as many people are, they're kind of stuck in this whole work from home situation with the quarantine, and there are a lot of people that need webcams and things like that. So, and also people who stream games, all of a sudden the market went up on those. So when you look at Best Buy for like the Elgato Cam Link, if you want to use that for your camera, that's $129 minimum. You know what I'm saying? It's still, I guess you'd say it's a fair price for a game capture device that, you know, for, well, really, I wasn't using it for game capture purposes. The Cam Link, I wanted to actually use it to get the best possible stream quality from my actual DSLR camera. But prices are up. I actually do have one of these. This is the Elgato HD60, the original one, not the HDS. But so I actually do have a HDMI, I believe it's mini HDMI or micro HDMI to HDMI cord that would actually run from my camera to that. So the problem with that is that the only thing that picked it up was the Elgato software. Everything else after that was pretty much everything else pretty much could not detect the camera, so it wouldn't see it as an input for me to use as video footage. So here we are. Let's flash forward to the webcam utility. So this could be potentially a big step for Canon because they're bridging the gap, and that whole market. Like if you look on Amazon for a Elgato Cam Link, you're looking at like $300, eBay $200 or so, and people are just price gouging just because of the times. So they launched this webcam utility at the perfect time, and I've heard it's not perfect. I heard there's a lot of flaws, but it's a step in the right direction. It's still in beta form as we speak, but I wanted to do a test since this is actually 1 month later to see if they did any updates. So I'm actually going to walk you step by step through downloading it and getting it on your camera. So ultimately all you're going to need is a USB cord to hook up to your camera, and from there, you know, you just download the software, and then you have free reign to play with it. So I just want to see where we at with it, and is it usable? I have heard that they cap the resolution. It's not, if your camera shoots at 1080p, you don't expect to get 1080p resolution from it. But for the fact that your camera has better specs, more likely has better specs than your webcam, I think we should get pretty usable footage. So I'm about to go ahead and start walking you through the steps. So see you on the flip side. Okay, so here we are. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Canon site. You can do a Google search, just type in Canon Webcam Utility Driver, and it'll basically take you to this page, and you're going to select the camera based on let me go back. So there's a select list of cameras that you can use. So in my case, I've got the EOS Rebel SL2, so I went ahead and selected that. So you want to also go ahead and make sure you have your camera in the movie mode, and make sure your camera is plugged in via USB. And the type of USB cord that you have may vary based on the type of camera you have. So in my case, I had to use a mini USB to USB-A. You have some modern day Canon cameras that will be using USB-C, and so on. So once you download the software, I've already done that to mine. So I've already put an icon on my desktop, ran the install. You're not going to get a you're not going to get a actual program to run off of it because it's just a driver. So once you have that installed, it should be automatically detected. Um, this is just an EOS utility app itself. So I've got OBS running here. So um, basically, the quality does not look too bad. So I believe it wasn't, from what I understand, it's not going to run 1080p. But honestly, for you having your camera to be used as another function, that's pretty cool. OBS does allow you to use LUTs, so you can have your own setup so that you have your own customized look to it, I believe. I also checked, let me see if I can go exit out of, I'm gonna exit out of this, and we're gonna go into Google Meet. But you know what? I've got Google Meet right here. Let's go ahead and start a meeting. Camera starting, and it's not perfect. So it is picking up the utility, otherwise it would say no camera. But let's go back to OBS real quick. Okay, so all right, so here's what I'm seeing. So it is very, very, very buggy. So first and foremost, it's very much in beta. So I go to my Skype and I look at my settings, and let's go to audio video, and it detects the utility. It detects the actual plugin. But when it loads up, you just keep getting this EOS Webcam Utility beta. It's not actually picking up any footage. So we'll close out of Skype. Also does the same thing with Google Meet. So that's another issue. And then with Zoom as well, I can go start a new meeting. And once this loads up, as you'll see here, join with computer audio. And once again, it just gives you this logo. But what I have seen is that it has done that for OBS also. All right, so all in all, what are my thoughts on this whole setup for this whole webcam utility? Honestly, it's very, very buggy. I can't recommend anybody to use it as a reliable tool right now, just because you're going to be seeing that whole splash page or whatever, because you're gonna have to keep going back and forth between your camera. It's a lot of troubleshooting, I'm not gonna lie. Um, you're gonna have to keep going back and forth and unplugging the camera, plugging it back in, maybe going to Task Manager, killing a task. One of the fixes I found is just killing the task that says EOS Utility, and then go back to your camera and then press that record button, even though you're not really recording anything, but it puts it in movie mode as long as you have it set on movie mode, just to open up the viewfinder so that now you can kind of see yourself, and then it also shows up on the screen as well. But it's weird. I haven't seen it work with Zoom just yet, but it's working with Google Meet right now. So um, I wanted to see if I can do a test stream, but it's like 11 o'clock at night, and select people I'm trying to hit up right now are probably asleep. So, but I just wanted to give this thing a quick go and see how it is. I myself, I'm gonna play around with it for some time. I'm I'm very much anticipating waiting for the the update, because whenever this thing does work, but it does look like it's being detected, which is a good thing. So it's being detected in Zoom, it's being detected as an input in OBS, it's being detected as an input in most of the stuff that I use, essentially. Zoom, OBS, Google Meet, you name it. So if as widespread as it is, once they actually finalize this product, it's going to be something that people are just going to use on a regular basis. So once again, in final conclusion, I would say hold off on using it as your like daily. If you're a business person and you've got meetings to go to, you probably not gonna have time to fiddle around with this thing. But as a casual user as myself, I think I find it fun, but it can be a little frustrating. So once again, I'm looking forward to whenever they release the final version of this, and looking forward to checking that out. So once again, if this is your first time checking out my channel, definitely hit that like and subscribe button, and hit that bell, and I'll let you know when I have more